project today is going to be our Art to Remember project. And that's going to be our fundraiser where our parents and family, relatives can purchase our own artwork that we've created on canvas, notebooks, Christmas ornaments, mugs, aprons, backpacks. So we want to take our time with this, even though we only have about 35 to 40 minutes to complete this. We want to make sure that we do have time to finish it, so let's keep talking to a minimum. They have provided us their own paper. So this is the size and the paper they want us to use for this project. And we're going to do a landscape. So we're going to turn our paper this way, side to side, laying down. And today we're going to be using crayons and oil pastels. So the oil pastels do get messy. So I just did an oil pastel project right before this one. So you can see that it does stain your hands. It will come off with soap and water, but this will also transfer on your paper. So you want to be careful how you're touching your paper. So we do want to start off with a black oil pastel. And again, this is going to be a really fun and simple landscape. I'm sorry my paper is blending into the background. We're going from side to side. We want to make kind of like a hill. So this is towards the bottom of our paper. And then I'm going to do one going this way. We also want to make sure we do go to the edges of our paper on this. And then I'm going to do one going this way. Just like that. And over here I'm going to make a circle. This is going to be my sun. Now, when we get into design and patterns, you can do whatever you want with this. So if you want a spiral, it can be a spiral, concentric circles, however you want to make it. I'm just going to do mine real basic right now until I figure out what I'm doing. And then we're going to do our sun rays going out. So I'm going to start here, and I want to make sure that they go all the way to the edge of my paper. So it'll look like that. Now, going back to our 3 different hills and landscape, you kind of want to divide them up. So on my first landscape, I think I'm going to do vertical lines. Now, you can do vertical, parallel, wavy, diagonal, zigzag. So I'm going to start with some diagonal lines on this one. And this is to break up our landscape so we can see the foreground, the middle ground, and the background. So that's going to be that landscape there. Let's see. I'm going to do parallel lines on this one. So straight up and down. Trying to keep them even so that the pattern is the same. And then I think I'm going to do horizontal lines on this one. So I'm going to start in the center, which is the easiest way. So right through the middle. And then above and below. And then we can color in. So things to think about with your foreground, middle ground, and background of your hills is keeping them in a color scheme. So maybe warm colors, cool colors, analogous colors, or using your complementary colors in each of these, which is what I think I'm going to do. And then how you want your sun rays to be, some kind of a pattern or design. So I think I'm going to do complementary colors for my 3 grounds here, and then I'll make something up when I get back up to the top. So figure out how you want to do that. We don't want any of the same colors here, that way they contrast with each other and we can see them and they pop out. So my first set, let's do orange and blue first. Yes. So I'm going to do orange and blue in the foreground. I will do my red and green in the middle ground, and then violet and yellow in the background. Let's do dark. Yes. Alright, here we go. I might speed this part up just so that we can have a final project to look at for any inspiration we may need. If you do not remember your complementary colors or what the complementary colors are, they are hanging on the wall. So take a look at that along with your color wheel. You have other color options. Maybe you want to do primary and secondary colors, and then a set of complementary colors. Maybe you want to do analogous colors, which are colors that touch each other on the color wheel. So take a look at the color wheel. Take a look at the color wheel real quick, and then you can decide what kind of colors you want to use from there. Complementary colors are really nice to use because they pop out when they stand against each other. That's their purpose. And you'll notice the oil pastels help us not to leave so many white spaces in our coloring. So you can even mix these with the crayons if you'd like. Remember, we don't have a lot of time, so we want to make sure that we're working to get this finished, because whether they're finished or not, they are going to get submitted. So whatever you submit and finish, that's what goes home to your parents. So we want to make sure that we have a good amount done, if not the whole thing completed. And you'll notice my black likes to bleed, so you've got to be really careful when touching the edges. It's not a bad thing, but if you're a perfectionist and you don't like it to blend, that can be a problem, like right there. So if this is something you don't want to happen to your picture, crayons are probably going to be better for you, because crayons won't blend and bleed like that. Now, if we do get some of these back, I would like to hang these up in the hallway once they're sent back from Art to Remember. I think these would look really nice out in the hallway. Now, when you're finished, you do want to put your name somewhere on the front as well as on the back, like we did before we started. So, and this is just, or you can just put the year. So maybe I'll just do that. I will put the year on this one. So I want to go back to using my black oil pastel. And maybe right here. "2022. Again, you can put your name somewhere in here. You can go back over any lines if you want to darken them. So this took me about 20 minutes to do. So if we're working diligently, we should all get done within the proper amount of time for class, and we can get these shipped off. And that is your project.